has been an awakening. Have you felt it? The dark side. And the light.
How's it going, guys? I'm John117.
And I'm Kobe.
And I'm Jordan, and today we're going to be talking about a few things. But first of all, let's just start with the just that video of the Star Wars Episode 7 teaser trailer.
Yeah, which I can tell you're really
Oh
excited
yeah,
for.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's just I love Star Wars in general, the franchise and everything.
Yeah,
and
and I'm sure a lot of diehard Star Wars fanboys out there also are very
yeah,
excited for
that's
that.
him.
yeah,
Unlike
yeah.
the old Phantom Menace trailer, which not a lot of people were very happy about, especially with all
But
the spoilers
this time
in there.
it's appealed to everyone. It's brought back the what everyone loves from the originals, and it's really incorporated a lot of prequel stuff.
It's sparking a lot of rumors about
Yeah.
the franchise itself, and it's leaving a lot to the imagination with how it's actually going to bring the entire feel of Star Wars back to its original state with like.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
No more.
yeah.
Well, hardly any Jedi's left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well-
that's the point of these new ones is to really incorporate how the Jedi will be coming back,
Yeah.
and as well as the Sith. As you can see from the trailer, we also have the Sith. Well, we can just speculate that he's a Sith
Well, it's
Lord
just
as
a
well.
lightsaber. It's just unique as all the other
Well,
Sith
yeah.
Lords have had themselves.
Well, I mean, you just look at it and you go, "Wow, this is unbelievable." I mean, it's gone back to, in my opinion, it's more of an Old Republic type of lightsaber hilt as well, because you have the cross blade, so it's obviously a protector.
Yeah, very
for your
similar to the
arms as well.
broadsword style.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
broadsword style, and really, it's as you can see on the sides, it's really got the blade. Just it's more of a protection for your arms and stuff, because as you can see with like Luke Skywalker, he gets his hand cut off,
Oh, a
and
lot
as
of
well
them
as
get it.
Anakin.
Yeah,
A lot of
do.
people get their hands cut off, and you can kind of see that this is going to be a protection thing. So it stops
Also, by
that.
looking at it now, it looks like the lightsaber itself looks a bit more unstable. With
Yeah.
The,
Well, I mean, they incorporated that in the game, The Force Unleashed. They kind of said that with the crystals, you can get unstable ones as well.
Yeah, and also they're
so-
compressed.
Yeah,
and-
they're compressed and unstable, so they can kind of hover a bit and vibrate, and it just moves a lot and stuff like that. So
just makes it a whole lot more interesting for the Sith
yeah, it
themselves.
really does. I mean, it's hard enough. I mean, with special effects to do that, but like just with a standard lightsaber, but to do an unstable crystal thing like that, that's a lot of editing and stuff, especially in a fight scene and stuff like that.
Yeah, but It just goes to prove how much effort they're actually going with
Yeah,
this,
it's not like
this
they're
reboot
going-
of
yeah,
Star
it's
Wars.
not
a fake
They're
trailer.
putting
Yeah.
100% into this, and that's all you can say. And especially since looking at the trailer, you go, okay, there's a lot of new stuff in here, but they've also appealed to the fans, going, okay, at least we got the Millennium Falcon and stuff like that back. But yeah, I mean, even at the start of the trailer, there was a bit of criticism about a black stormtrooper as well.
Yeah, which we can get up on the screen here. But yeah, it was a bit different, seeing as most of the stormtroopers, you didn't really see their face
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
I mean, in the originals, you never saw... In the originals, all the prequels, you never
You
saw
would
the
go
clone...
you go off of the
never s-
Jango Fett.
Yeah, you never saw
Yeah.
a clone trooper or a stormtrooper. And, well, the clone troopers were all... So they were all just clones. But in the originals, the stormtroopers were all just recruits. So they weren't clones or anything. They were all just people who signed up from all across the galaxy. Now, only humans were actually allowed to enlist. There was only
Yeah,
one
which-
exception, Admiral Thorne. He was, I can't remember, he was the same species as Cad Bane, I believe, and he was the only one who was accepted into the Empire because of his substantial like intelligence and battle strategy and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
he was the only one, any like in a like different species who was allowed.
Yeah, just like what we said before, it's causing a lot of speculation in the trailer with how the franchise is actually moving on with this.
Well, I mean, showing this as well, showing a stormtrooper, it kind of gives like it kind of shows that we think anyway that he's a good guy. So obviously he possibly could be a Jedi who maybe unlocks his abilities or something like that. Because I mean, Luke didn't unlock his abilities till he was about 20, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't see he started training with Obi-Wan and stuff like that, and that's what it's been like. So it's 30 years after, and obviously the Jedi are coming back and stuff like that. But especially to show show his face, that's pretty big as well. So that kind of shows that he might take the role of a good guy.
Yeah,
because
but also but this trailer is mainly based on the Empire and the Sith. I'm really curious as to see whether or not he might be like as part of the Empire, like undercover or
I mean,
a rebel.
even though you do see as well as in the trailer, there's kind of a new like droid, like android thing, you know.
This one here, it looks kind of like a soccer ball. As
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like exactly like a soccer ball. I mean, it could be like a little, you remember on the Death Star that little black driving droid?
Oh, the mouse droid.
The mouse droid. Yeah, it was exactly like that. Maybe this is the exact same as like a spy droid or something.
Or it could
like
just
that,
be. It could be just a lot of like some type of
be a
sport.
That's what I'm thinking. Because as you can see in the background, you got
the pod races.
Yeah, you got the pod
races,
races and stuff like that.
Like,
so
if you go back to Phantom Menace, like, a good portion of the movie is based on the sport of the pod racing.
Yeah.
If you see in this...
They could have edited to be a new game.
Well, I mean, we're forgetting one big thing. That this obviously takes us back to Tatooine, though. So Luke's homeworld, Yeah. So is Anakin's homeworld
and as we can
so,
see in the next scene, we have a woman, like, dressed in what appears to be like the...
It's like a scavenger.
It's the troopers one.
Yeah.
Anyway, but...
Look,
these troopers themselves.
This is the first indication that the Empire is back, and I mean, look, the stormtroopers' armor and helmets look unbelievable. I mean,
brand new style.
That's really Phase 3, and you're like, okay, this is Phase 4 technically, because
but
Clone Wars you have your first
very dark scenes.
This is it looks really good. I mean, and then you later on see that they're just gearing up. Obviously, it looks like a deployment. So obviously you see them locking their weapons and stuff like that. They have
new scopes as well. So the weapons look like they've changed a bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's 30 years after, so you got to imagine that everything's been upgraded and stuff like that. But I also saw some concept art really that there are some chrome troopers. So I feel like those might have like the position of like Spartans, like and like Halo and stuff.
Halo Spartans are really
that's what they're going to be.
high-end
They're going to be
troopers.
high-ranking officers, and these will obviously be the
maybe to protect the Sith Lord himself, or
these will be obviously just recruits.
Like you
really.
see right here, like just when they're opening the hatch, like onto an unknown world, as we can see right now, it kind of reminds me of the feel from Aliens, like.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They're just
it kind of gives me
for
that,
us, it's an unknown feeling.
For me, it kind of gives me that Starship Troopers feel. Like as they're deploying, they're running, they're about to, they're all gearing up and stuff like that.
They're about to go into a war
they're
zone.
about to go into a battle. Or obviously, maybe it looks like it's just a cruiser, maybe at least I think. But apart from that, it looks unbelievable. So now, like you said, Cody,
we have our
we have the female protagonist most likely. I mean,
we would assume that because or else why would she be in it?
I mean, Well, I mean, you got a lot of rumors have been speculating that she's Princess Leia's daughter. I think it's Jacina Solo or something like that. I can't. I promise pronouncing the name. And she goes on to become a Jedi, but. Who knows? Because it's 30 years later, all the canon and the expanded universe has been changed and altered and stuff like that to kind of, make a new storyline and stuff like that. But
but we can also see her driving off on a speeder, like, and
it's kind of
obviously rushing away. She's either trying to get away from something or she's trying to warn someone. that something's coming.
I mean, even looking at the transport itself, it kind of to me has that Star Trek type of feel. Like, it just doesn't. To me, like, just looking at this trailer, I'm like, wow, that's a different type of speeder, really. I mean, compared
it's not one we've seen before.
Yeah, it's not something we've seen before, but, I did see some concept art as well as that. That was one of many vehicles that was actually meant to be in the Phantom Menace I saw, but it was just pushed back and wasn't put in.
Now it's in this one.
Yeah. There's a lot of artwork and special effects that obviously weren't used, and now it is.
So we got our normal Republic.
Oh well, that's a
Oh,
rebel still.
Rebel,
I
yeah,
mean,
Rebel
I,
fighter.
I I was super happy when I saw the X-wings coming back. I'm like, they're obviously in attack formation, just hovering above the water, and then obviously you have your water effects, it's splashing back and all that, and I love the sounds. I really do.
Yeah, it just reminds me of that, like on Empire Strikes Back on Hoth with those snow speeders just running along the snow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Reminds
But,
me right here with
but
these
this time
X-wings.
it especially has the water effects and stuff, like flying too low that it never had in the originals, because
Yeah,
it was always in space.
Yeah, it reminds me of the recon. Like back on Hoth.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I mean, it just looks unbelievable that they're all going into attack formation and stuff like that.
Here's our favorite guys.
Yeah, he's our favorite Sith Lord.
Well, as we speculated,
Yes,
we don't know.
speculations.
Yet,
Yeah, but as you can tell, just the
But
way
see-
he's taking his stance,
Yeah.
he looks like he's gearing up for a battle, like he's
Yeah.
preparing
It could-
himself.
yeah,
I
it
really-
could be another Jedi around
Honestly,
the corner.
in
or
my
something.
opinion,
Yeah, or just a Sith doing his like
Yeah.
a
His awesome
trial.
stuff.
I
yeah.
mean, I personally think that Sith Lord is got to be Benedict Cumberbatch from Star Trek, who played Khan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I bet like anything really that it is him, judging by his stance and like, because we kind of seen how he is in Star Trek, his movements and stuff, and to me I feel like that's him, like possibly injured or about to go into
But
battle or something
he's
like
a
that.
very good actor when it comes to strong characters.
But I personally
Yeah.
think that it's him, judging by his voiceover in at the start of the trailer and stuff. I just think that's I think to me it's
a
him.
very very dark voiceover.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just and see, now we've got
our favorite ship.
the legendary Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon, and as you can see from here on the ship, the antenna that's actually been replaced. So if you remember in Return of the Jedi, as they're exiting the Death Star,
It gets knocked
it
off.
gets knocked off. So obviously they've paid attention to every single detail and go, okay. So obviously they're like, okay, the antenna's gone. Let's just put it on. Obviously within the story they would, but the fact that they haven't forgotten that for the fans is, just how much detail they'll go into.
And again, it looks like he's trying to escape by the looks of it,
Yeah.
or even go into battle.
Well, I mean, obviously, most of it looks like it's going to be taking place on Tatooine. So,
yeah, because all the desert
Yeah.
that we've seen so far in this trailer.
and that's how it was in the originals, really. Actually, if you think about it, episode 1, 4, and really 7 will be based on Tatooine, I think. Like, it's all about setting up the protagonist's character and stuff like that, really.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, in the prequels you had Anakin on Tatooine. Then the originals you had, Luke Skywalker, and then now in the future ones, well, we won't know who the protagonist really will be, but obviously it's going to be shifting to the younger cast. That's why they showed it in the trailer. They didn't show Han Solo or something like that, because they really want to give us the glimpse of the younger characters who are going to be taking over in the future.
Yeah. Also with that we get a glimpse of the Imperial
TIE fighters.
TIE fighters, yeah.
which would be good to see a comeback.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I really like how they showed us at least two things that we really want to see. Like, we don't know what the start. We don't really want to see too much, because we'll be like, oh my god, we need to see this.
Yeah,
right,
we
you know.
want
But
more.
what the
We're-
fans
we
really
we don't want to
wanted.
criticize it, but so far, like, we really got the things that we want. As much as we want more, we really we secretly don't, because we don't want to criticize too much. Like, they've just
No.
given us something to.
They've given us enough.
They've given us enough to just go, oh, this is awesome.
This
really,
is gonna be good.
I mean, to show the TIE fighters and the stormtroopers, it goes, okay, the Empire is definitely back.
Back.
After Return of the Jedi, everyone initially thought that they were gone, because the Empire and Darth Vader were, well, killed, really.
Yeah,
And that
because
was it.
not a lot of people would have read the comics or the extensive arcs that go on with the Star Wars franchise, but I myself, I really wanted to find out what happened to the Empire.
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive army.
Well, I mean, if you
Well,
read the
they're
comics and
coming
stuff,
back.
obviously you know that they're not fully gone. That
Yeah,
the
they're making a
Empire-
comeback,
The Empire
keeping
and the
their-
Rebels are still fighting against each other to restore balance and stuff like that. And that's really
Well,
all we can.
It could be different to what we think. It could be the Empire making a strike back
Yeah.
on the rebels.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, just the title itself, The Force Awakens, literally, like, it just means that
It's like a rebirth of the Jedi.
it's real. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
well-
I think that's just a secondary push, like what we're leading towards. But literally, it just means the Force is awakened. So obviously, something has happened and stuff like that. And
Maybe the killing of all the
Yeah.
Jedi's is brought back
Yeah.
like in the world to come back.
Yeah.
Choose special people.
Yeah.
It's like the balance of the Force. It's like getting back to its original state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like with the Star Wars: The Clone Wars, a lot of the arcs in there are actually based on balance of the Force.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's all we can really speculate. But yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so also now we got some Assassin's Creed footage
good.
of Unity, actually. Assassin's Creed Unity footage.
So we'll just put that on.
Yeah.
Who goes there?
A friend of the temple.
Fluaurak. The Council's message was absolute. You're not welcome here.
I must speak with the Grand Master.
He's in session. They all are. Another day, perhaps.
King Philip disagrees.
Damn you, man. Why you're not rotting in a cell at this moment, I cannot fathom.
We are betrayed. Draw your swords, men. Defend the temple. Not you, brother. I have a different task for you. Come with me.
King Philip's moving faster than we expected.
But it's it's
Another
only
hand
about
at
5
work
seconds.
here.
The Pope?
The assassins.
Assassins? I thought the Mongol Khans broke their power decades ago.
The assassins are far older than Masyaf, my friend. Their anarchic delusions are virulent as the plague, less easily eradicated. We will not prevail this night, but if you make haste, we may yet save our order.
What must I do?
Go to the tower and take the sword and the book. Hide them. They must not fall into the assassin's hands.
Grandmaster, I
Go!
will.
Obviously, it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's pretty much exactly like the previous Assassin's Creed, the gameplay itself. Obviously, we have some different twists and stuff with the gameplay, and obstacles as
At the
well.
start here, it really did feel like it was going to be similar to like a Black Flag gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, but it's really just starting off. You're like, hang on, what the hell? I'm playing as a Templar.
Which
I mean,
they have done for the past few Assassin's Creeds.
yeah.
But it's just different seeing this in medieval days.
Yeah,
with-
exactly. I mean,
It's just adding towards the story and just trying to make it even more powerful.
But I
give
mean,
you a
it's
stronger
also-
feel.
actually
it's
been
also
Yeah.
in the middle
full.
of everyone's time because it's in 1307. So that's in the middle of Altair and
Ezio.
Ezio
Yeah,
Auditore.
it's caught in between.
Yeah, it's
But
in between, which is like, hang on, okay. I thought the Templar. It says the Templars are gone, but then Ezio's fighting the Templars and stuff like that. And
Well, I don't think you can really get rid of the Templars themselves. They're kind of like too big of an order around the world to be able to fully get rid of them.
yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, that's the one thing. It's kind of relates to like within Star Wars, like the
Yeah.
Sith. Like as much as you try as much as you try, you can never get rid of them.
Yeah.
And that's the point of Assassin's Creed with the Templars. It just fights all the way pretty much to nearly a kind of modern day story where the Templars exist, really.
Well, it seems like they're moving towards modern day. Like,
Yeah.
they don't really have any more dates to really go off. Like,
Yeah, there's
they
nothing.
may-
There's nothing really big that has popped out. Like, I mean,
No.
Yeah, there's just nothing really like.
They're
more
just trying to fill
modern-ish.
in as many
Like this-
major
yeah.
major timelines,
Major
like
timelines, like the
historical
Russian
events.
Revolution, like the French Revolution and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You
all
know,
this other stuff.
just anything that they can really link major historical facts to, or events and stuff like that.
Yeah, so as we can see here, it's kill the assassin.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know about you guys, but this guy took me a while to kill just because he wouldn't die.
yeah,
I think not this bit, he survives because he's got a health bar, but next time you fight him, it's just constant hitting him and hitting him
Yeah.
and hitting him. Which I kind of got sick of after a bit. I was just like, come on, hurry this up.
yeah.
Now, as we can see, that's the Sword of Eden, as they call it, which it must be a pretty powerful sword if you can shoot lightning out of it.
Yeah.
Like, really.
A bit OP, like a lot of hacks going into that.
It also shows, like, really, it kind of shows just the opening, like, how powerful the Templars are, that they actually have artifacts like that they kept out of the assassin's hands, like, they would sacrifice themselves for to protect.
What they're trying to do, I reckon, is they're trying to show us both sides of the story. Like,
Yeah.
the Templars,
Exactly.
in the first couple of Assassin's Creeds, you play
you
as the
initially
assassins,
think-
and they believe they're doing the world a
you
favor.
initially believe that they're bad, but then in this, you kind of like how it starts off with a Templar point of view where you're like how it says that like the Templars are the people who bring balance and peace and all that, you know, that their order brings peace and all that, but
both factions, they're trying to do the same thing, is
Yeah.
restore peace to the world. The only problem they really have with each other is the methods they do it.
yeah,
As with the Templars are trying to create order, so they're trying to get control and
Yeah.
be the world leader so they can have control.
but I mean that's the thing, you don't know. I mean, as an audience, you play as both sides really, and you're like, who's really the good or bad person? Because both of them go to extreme lengths to achieve what they want.
Yeah.
But you're like, what's really, who's the good side?
I don't really think there is a good side. Like, both factions really have a good and a bad way to
Yeah.
them, which is what they explained in Rogue, like Assassin's Creed Rogue, which
Yeah.
came out when Unity came out.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at that gameplay there, like, I mean, the Templar being assassinated by the assassin, it kind of like, oh, that assassin was kind of a dog, really, just killing him, you know. But
You
then,
feel bad for the Templar.
yeah, you
No,
kind of,
even
you know,
though
you
you just
do.
played as him.
Initially, you do feel bad for the Templar, but you know,
And like we have ourselves like an execution type here with like death by fire.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it
that's
doesn't-
pretty graphic for a video game as well. I mean, it's not too bad, but I mean, showing executions and stuff like that.
The other thing I was kind of questioning was this king guy an actual assassin, or is he just you
Yeah.
know, burning these Templars because of what they done?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is 7 years after that guy, Jacques Ducas or Demole or whatever. He was
Whatever it is,
yeah,
yeah.
he was captured 7 years before, and so this is 7 years after. And obviously, the king's got some kind of weird thing going on with his eyes. Kind of.
Yeah, I think
I feel like
Kind
I
of
think he's
shock and
believing
awe.
in the curse that
I feel
this
he's,
guy.
yeah, I
placed
feel like
upon
that.
him.
Yeah, I feel like that guy actually done a real curse or something, because his eyes were like, it kind of had like the sort of Eden, like that type of glowingness and all that
Yeah,
in
it
his
looked
eyes.
like he was in trouble.
Yeah,
Now, as coming up here, we get to see a glimpse of the present,
yeah,
which is kind of skeptical whether it's Sean and Rebecca.
Yeah.
We've assumed it's Sean in the background as... I can't remember his name in the game, but they called him something else, but it really did sound like Sean.
yeah.
As with this girl here, it doesn't really look
Well, I
like
mean,
Rebecca,
yeah.
but it kind of sounds like
Well,
her.
I mean,
So
even
maybe she got
after,
a makeover.
well, I mean, getting this gameplay here, this like cinematic, we really do know that the Templars are using history to change the world and stuff, like, in a bad way, really.
They're bending
they're
history
actually-
to
They're
their
bending
favor.
history. I mean, she says that the governments and the media have all been like manipulated or bored or whatever to, you know, do what the Templars need and all that. And now that
Oh,
they're trying to hack history to stop the Templars from, you know, getting all this ancient,
Apples,
yeah,
Edens. Well, in the first Assassin's Creed, you actually see a map of a glimpse, which you actually find out later Lucy deletes and gets
Yeah.
out of the Templar's hand itself. So what I'm thinking is, with all this, you know, like making it seem like the company is trying to create an awesome game,
yeah,
is maybe they're actually trying to go back into people's memories to find these
Yeah.
maps, to see where these apples have been around, and to see if any are left to gain more control.
yeah.
A little bit about it, but we're gonna jump right into Far Cry 4 right here.
Yeah, pretty excited for.
Mr. Gale, this is Chet Peterson from the U.S. Embassy here in Patna. I'm calling you pursuant to the application for a tourist visa for India with further travel to Karat. We can only accept your status as a U.S. citizen as we have no official records regarding your Karati citizenship. Furthermore, I must legally advise you against traveling into Karat. We have no official diplomatic presence in Karat due to the civil unrest with the Golden Path. In regards to your intent to bring with you the cremated remains of one Ishwari Gale, you'll need to bring with you the passport for the deceased, the original and the evidence.
Passport. Breathe. I'll do the talking.
Passport. जल्दी जल्दी.
What's happening?
कहाँ पे आ रहे हो? पटना बॉस.
पटना पटना में क्या
परवाह है तो
बाढ़ में जा
लेकिन हमारी रेंज में
मैंने कहा बाढ़ में जा कुछ है अभी तक कुछ नहीं
कोई बात नहीं बॉस कोई बात नहीं ले लो.
चुप मिल गया कुछ मिल गया आगो
चलो चलो
बस से निकलो रुक रुको
साले
I distinctly remember saying, stop the bus. Yes, stop the bus. Not shoot the bus. I'm very particular with my words. Stop. Shoot. Stop. Shoot. Do those words sound the same?
But it got out of control.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
It got out of control.
Got out of control. I hate when things get out of control. One fucking job, you couldn't fucking do that! And I got blood on my fucking shoes. At least there's a silver lining. You didn't completely fuck it up. Get up, boy. I'd recognize those eyes anywhere. I'm so sorry about this. This was supposed to be... well, not this. We have a party waiting for you, but I don't think I know your name. Who is this? Hmm? Is this your +1? Strong, silent type. I like it. I am terribly embarrassed about all of this. This was supposed to be very simple, but you know, if you give food to monkeys, they just throw their shit at each other. You know? Oh, would you hold this? For just a moment, I want to get a little picture right into the camera. There we are. Awesome. Don't worry about a thing, my boy. This will soon be behind us, and we'll be off on our grand adventure. Because I have cleared my calendar for you. You and I are gonna tear shit up!
Yeah, so as we can see there, guy, that was the starting
That was
for
the
Far Cry 4.
intro cinematic for the Far Cry 4. Yeah, it
So-
looks. I gotta say, just from the cinematic, it looks like really.
Pagan Min is a bit crazy.
You know,
It's a very intense game,
stuff
but
is gonna go down, really.
it's Far Cry 4.
It's we expected a lot from Far Cry
Well, I
4.
mean, even the Far Cry franchise in general, you expect a lot of violence and, you know,
Yeah,
some really disgusting things like, you know, people getting stabbed and, you know, killing animals and stuff like
Getting
skinning
pushed
animals.
off a cliff,
Yeah.
so forth.
You always expect...
And a lot of cannibalism.
yeah,
really.
a bit, yeah.
But, you know, overall, it was a pretty good intro
It was.
to... It kind of... The way, you know, he kind of talks to you, it kind of implies that there's a relationship between you two, even though it
there's
really
not.
doesn't.
There's
There's not, though. Like,
It's like a best friend relationship
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Well, it
It's
makes
like
it-
kind of a...
I always thought, like, when this first started and I started playing it, he made it seem like he was my character's father.
yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. That,
Yeah,
like,
but-
he was a
Looked
lot
like
father
a father figure to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but later on you find out that he's actually not, but he wanted to be. He
Yeah.
wanted to be your father, which I thought was a bit different of why he hasn't killed you yet.
Yeah.
And a few other reasons of why he's,
We
know,
also
got-
show his, like, insanity as well, because in Far Cry 3, you see that guy. He's
Vast-
talking
Vast
about...
was
he's-
awesome.
he talks about-
Insanity
he
is
talks
pretty
about
much the
insanity.
baseline of Far Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Far Cry 3
in this,
at
you
least.
get to see in the opening, like, he's generally just talking to you peacefully, and then he just goes and stabs
Stabs
some
a guy, yeah.
in the neck.
His own man, really.
Yeah, so as we can see here, it's
It
like
gets pretty
gruesome as normal.
Yeah, it's pretty
cutting a sheep.
gruesome. I mean, you get to, you know, you skin a sheep and you take bait and stuff like that. Now you can also just in the game you can throw
Throw the
rocks.
bait.
You throw rocks to distract enemies.
Yeah, you can also throw bait here,
Yeah.
which
And then that will attract
yeah.
a predator, such as like a leopard or a bear
And then
or
you,
something like
tiger,
that.
you can just do this all without combat yourself. Just let nature do its work.
yeah,
see,
but
I just
they do
lo-
shoot at the actual animals themselves, so they can die. You can
Yeah.
like
But
say
it does
there's-
attract attention though, so you can sneak past. I mean, here you see that we just throw some bait, and then you know you look over and there'll be a bear charging at him.
yeah, which
That just looks insane.
Yeah,
That
I
just
think-
looks so funny. I mean, you know, and then you see all these other guys. They start running to it and try to take it down, and obviously, you know, they're AIs, so they're not going to be doing anything.
I've seen before, right, where a bear, like these guys shoot and a bear comes along. So they decided to get back into the car to run over the bear.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to fight it. And then they got back out and started shooting at me. And I was... So
Yeah,
the
see,
AIs have been a bit
so
more
what we just done,
advanced.
we just as soon as the bear was taking care of the enemies, we just ran past there. We're just like, I have no ammo or anything, so I'm just gonna run
Yeah.
past and you know.
Well, we did just escape Pagan Min's forces. And
Yeah.
I think the Golden Path rescued us, but he crashed his vehicle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So now we're stuck here with a few weapons and some other stuff.
Get some loot.
You're
You can
still
pick up
hacking
weapons. You
when-
can still get boxes and loot for weapons and stuff like that. You know, you can pull knives out of pigs and you know boars and whatever. Really in the
Pull
game,
knives,
it's,
do whatever. It really is a brutal game. But the thing I found with it was very similar to Far Cry 3,
yeah.
which you've played a bit of.
But in a way, that's
Oh, I never really got around to finishing Far Cry. It's just such a massive game. You
Yes.
get your money's worth from it. It is very entertaining. You get everything you want out of a nice survival first-person shooter, really.
Yeah, and just me personally, I found it was way too similar to Far Cry 3, and I was
but in a
hoping
way,
they would change
also,
it.
but you know, also in a way, that's not too bad.
No,
I
it's,
mean,
it's not a horrible
I
thing.
mean, you don't want to you just don't want to change the entire gameplay of a franchise.
But
you
it
know.
gives a small sense
Yeah,
of
but
feeling
been
that there's
so
not
many-
that much variety.
There's been a lot of
Yeah.
games where the the fourth game really of each franchise has been changed. So like when you look at Gears of War, the gameplay in Judgment was completely different to the
And-
previous games. Halo 4 that was different to all the others Halos as well. You don't want that with with Far Cry. You really want to keep it as close as to the previous games as possible, with also incorporating some new features and stuff, but without changing it too much that the fans go, "Oh, this is terrible."
I found that they could have added a few more features, though.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like they added enough features and enough new missions.
Yeah.
A lot of the missions felt very similar or the same to Far Cry 3, which was a real disappointment for me because I was looking forward to
Well,
Far
I mean,
Cry
hopefully
4.
we're looking at some good DLC as well. Because, I mean,
Yes.
even now, as Kobe was saying with Far Cry 3, they had the...
Blood Dragon, a
Blood
whole
Dragon.
lot
Blood
of fun.
That was awesome, yes.
yeah.
Very entertaining. The humor in that game, I love how they went overboard with that. A lot of
Yeah, you had to be careful because you probably could have got a seizure from that game or something.
Oh, there's so many effects went into the game. Made you feel like you're in a like a very advanced first-person shooter from the 80s, like an arcade game.
Of course,
it was
but-
very entertaining.
But hey,
But,
look,
um,
we're just you know, the Far Cry 4 gameplay is still just as good as Far Cry 3. I mean, you still get your money's worth
Yes,
because
it
it's
is
a
still a
long
good
campaign.
game. Yeah.
You can explore, you can do whatever really. There's a lot of
Hunt
missions.
animals.
Yeah, you can go hunting. You know, join. You know.
Get in a buzzer, go flying.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There's
a lot
good
of
fun.
achievements.
Hang gliders.
There's a lot of achievements as well, which is very challenging, and Easter eggs and stuff like that. You know, you can always find just the
New
littlest,
things in there.
littlest things, and also that they're gonna be having. You can buy the season pass, so obviously you're gonna be having some future DLC with that.
Which I think they announced the Yeti DLC, that there's going to be some Yetis, so some mythical animals maybe in this game.
Yeah,
Haven't played
I like how they kind of incorporate mythical animals
Yeah,
and stuff in games.
just like what they've done with the Red Dead Redemption. I remember the
Yes,
Undead Nightmare. Loved
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it turned it into like, what are they?
Just
I can't.
zombies,
yeah,
yeah.
zombies mainly.
Just,
but
undead zombies just walking around.
Yeah,
you know.
mythical horses and also Bigfoot.
Yeah, but see, I like.
Yeah, that was-
Yeah, but it's good trying to incorporate some new things for the fans. Not so much that it's overboard, but not so much that it's not worth it. But hey, look, all we can do really as gamers and stuff, we can just
Yes.
really hope for the best.
Just
for a
sit back
game.
and relax and enjoy what the developers and the game
Yeah.
creators themselves
Yeah.
have brought us. Really,
It's not
Yeah.
really. It's not the destination. It's really the journey of what you're doing, like how you're getting there and stuff like that. Really,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, speaking of new games, I'm pretty sure that's it till
Yeah, that's-
February or
yeah.
January for new games. We've got a few arcade games coming out recently.
Yeah, there are a
the
few
Lara
arcade
Croft
games.
one.
Yeah, the Trials, the Fusion Trials and stuff like
Yes,
that. That's coming out. That Xbox One marketplace.
You got the Telltale Stories of Borderlands and Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks very good.
very
Very-
big fan of
very
the Telltale
interesting.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
I
with
know you are really. You
Yeah.
always play The Walking Dead
Yeah,
or
so it'll be interesting to say that how they interrupted in Game of Thrones and especially Borderlands,
Yeah,
because Borderlands
yeah.
is really a set storyline.
Borderlands. Yeah, because they just had the pre-sequel come out as well.
Yeah,
really,
so I don't
and
know.
That's like
That's gonna turn out
that's
interesting.
like the prequel to how Jack kind of comes into power. Is it not?
Yes, yeah. Which was an entertaining game, bit of different in
Yeah.
space.
That's good.
A lot of humor in that.
A lot of humor.
Yeah, we also got Limbo that's coming out. If PC fans would very much know about Limbo, it's just a game, 2D, where you just black and white screen and you just walk through it. So very simple, but it's a very fun game, of course.
Yeah. Your description doesn't make it sound too
No.
fun. But obviously, you
It-
have to really play it to
Yeah,
understand how fun things are. Really,
Yes.
It's just all you have to try things. You have to take a risk in life,
Yeah,
and
no,
in this case, you have to buy this
Yeah.
game. Really, that's
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
it-
overall thing.
it is a very entertaining game, but it is an arcade game, so it's
Yeah,
worth your money. It's
there's-
not very
A lot of games
expensive.
are coming out after Christmas though. Like before Christmas, you'll have a lot of specials and sales and
yeah,
stuff like
we
that.
got all
But
the
it's after Christmas where all the bundles and stuff will really you'll get some
Pour, yeah.
unbelievable games really, and it's the like headsets as well. I mean, you really do need those.
yeah, which the 850 headset, which we just recently did an unboxing of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very.
pretty
That,
sure.
I had a listen to that. It was very
Yeah, they-
good.
they
I
turned
mean, I'd
out
love
more-
to play Far Cry with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, it looks like they're getting better with the microphone, so
yeah,
it could just
yeah.
pretty much be it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for today, guys.
Yep.
So thanks for watching, and give us a like and a subscribe down below.
Yeah, thanks guys.